A very happy good morning to everyone. You are joining me. I am Mr. Ish for this video. We're continuing with this progression of videos where we're looking at 2 questions in each video as a means of preparing ourselves for possible standardized tests such as the SAT, ACT, the GMAT and GRE for that matter. These are the types of questions I'm presenting in the videos that pop up in those types of exams. H problems are frequently seen. There are 2 types of H problems if you think about it. The basic standard style and then the other style, which will be the focus of this video. The standard style of questions are basically you're just comparing relationships between a variety of individuals and you're trying to determine their unknown ages. For instance, you could say John is 5 years older than his brother and his brother is a certain number of years younger than his sister, and then you're comparing them in terms of a total age that is provided. But the type of questions which create a little bit of difficulty are the ones which involve time lapse, because here a period of time has gone by and you have to evaluate those age unknowns with regards to time lapse, and that's what we'll focus on in this video with 2 questions. So we start off with this first question, which is a classic time lapse type of problem, and we'll read it here. A nephew is 1/4 his uncle's age. In 10 years he will be 1/2 his uncle's age, and you have to determine their present ages, or the question will say what are their ages now. The best way to handle this is to create a table of values, and we can use n for nephew because we have 2 people involved, a nephew and his uncle. What do we know about them right now in terms of algebra? We know that the nephew is 1/4 his uncle's age. If you identify the uncle as x, the nephew must be x over 4. But here is the time lapse component in 10 years. In 10 years, which means you're looking into the future, you're adding 10. But what does it say? In 10 years he will be. That's a key word there. So let's bring what we have. We have x over 4 plus 10, and here we have x plus 10. This is what we have identified so far. In maths, he will be is synonymous with the word is, which is in math an equal sign. It says he will be 1/2 his uncle's age. So this person will become 1/2 of his uncle's age. And that's how you're going to identify this. So x over 4 plus 10, in 10 years the nephew will be 1/2 his uncle's age. And that right there is your relationship. You could take the 2 across, you'll have an x over 2. You're taking the 2 across and multiplying with this expression here. You'll have 2x over 4, which is x over 2, plus 20 is equal to x plus 10. Solve for the x. Bring it over here, you'll have a minus x over 2 is equal to a minus 10. The minuses will cancel out and you'll say x is equal to 20. So we know x value is equal to 20. So now we have to actually answer the question. If uncle is an x, it means the uncle must be 20 years old. The nephew is x over 4, so you must be 20 divided by 4, 5 years, and you are done. Now let's check our answer. We know right now he is 1/4 his uncle's age, so 20 divided by 5 meets that first relationship. But in 10 years, this 20 will become a 30, and this will become a 15, and the relationship between 30 and a 15 is 1/2. See, 15 divided by 30 is a half, 5 divided by 20 is a fourth. So we have the relationship here of a 1/4, and we have the relationship here of a 1/2, and these answers are good. Now this last question will close up this video, and it should be a useful one. The question is, a boy is 1 year less than twice his sister's age. You got 2 people, a boy and a sister. 5 years ago, the sum of their ages was 22. What are their ages now? This right here is another time lapse question because you have 5 years ago being talked about. You have to start with a good table of values and plug in what you know. A boy is 1 year less than twice his sister's age. You know nothing about the sister's age, even in terms of a relationship, so you might as well just put an X. But you know something about the boy with regards to the sisters. He is 1 year less than twice his sister's age. 2x minus 1. The fact that you have a then over here, you don't do 1 minus 2x. You do 2x minus 1. If you're doing 1 minus 2x, 1 year less than twice, you'll have a mistake. And if you're doing 1 minus 2x, you utilize the word then to flip it around. It becomes 2x minus 1. Now let's incorporate the time lapse. 5 years ago, meaning in the past. So you got to do a minus 5 and a minus 5 because it affects both of them. The sum of their ages was 22. You got to combine these. You'll have a 2x minus 6. Here you'll have an x minus 5. But the question says you have to find their current ages now, and you have to use this last part. The sum of their ages was 22 5 years ago. take these two terms, 2x minus 6 plus x minus 5, and you equal it to what you have, 22. Solve it out. You'll have 3x minus 11 equals 22, 3x is equal to 33, and x is equal to 11. That tells you the sister right here will be 11 years old because she's just an x. But the brother will be 11 times 2 minus 1, which is 22 minus 1, 21 years old. So these values here should be good. So anytime you have questions which involve word problems such as age, concepts of age, and even time lapse, work it out through this table of values. Start with the people you have, put in the relationship that you know based on the information given, put in your time lapse component next, combine that into a third column, equal the third column based on the relationship or based on what you do with it. Here you did equal to 22 because the sum of their ages was 22. In the previous question, the relationship, the final relationship was equal to each other because we had the word be. And you proceed that way, solve it out, and then go back to your very first column, plug in the information to determine their current ages, and you're done. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned. More questions, more videos on the way. Have a nice day.